Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 14 of Road to PokeMMO. I hope you guys have enjoyed the Halloween season and the Halloween event. This will be my sort of Halloween episode. Now, I only have one day to get into season, get all the vanities I want, get a team to beat the Pumpkin, and everything I essentially want to do in the event, I have to do within one day. It's currently the 8th of November as I'm recording, and the event ends on the 9th. So I have a lot of work to do. Let's go ahead and get started. Hope you guys are enjoying these sort of event-based episodes. I have a fun time recording them, and I think it's a really prevalent showing of the actual PokeMMO experience and the progression of the main account. So first things first, let's go ahead and check all of our spoils and collect all the Pokeyen we made from the alpha episode. And there's still a lot of things still selling, a ton still selling, and a ton of listings still up that we'll have to adjust prices on once they come down. But for now, let's go ahead and collect all this. We're starting at 630K. Go ahead and just click claim all. 950, even more than I expected. Wow, and we still have so much stuff on the GTL. We're now up to 1.6 mil Pokeyen. That's way more than I was expecting. I don't know, I was only expecting around 1 mil or so to have to play around with, but I'm terrible at math, and I think it really shows through there. Now let's go ahead and start building our team to defeat the Pumpkin. But really quickly, if you guys do find yourself enjoying today's episode, make sure to like the video and subscribe. It does help out a ton. Alright, now to build a Pumpkin team, there's around 3 or 4 main Pokemon you need. First of all, you need a Typhlosion with nice Eruption and a high level, really nice base stats. Now, unfortunately, my Typhlosion doesn't have a plus special attack nature. Hopefully, I'll be able to make up for that with the fact that my Crocodile and my Chandelure I'll be getting will have nature. And that brings me to the next 2 Pokemon I need. I need a Chandelure and a Crocodile. Chandelure with Shadow Ball and Safeguard, and Crocodile with Assurance. So I'm going to go ahead and start browsing the GTL. It's also important that I want to save as much time as possible, so I do want to find these things at level 100 if possible to not waste time leveling Pokemon. After browsing for quite a while and checking all of the plus attack natures that don't lower speed, which is just Brave, so I browsed Lonely, Naughty, and Adamant. This is the Crocodile I have decided on because there's a couple factors you want to, I guess, think about when looking for a Crocodile. This guy is 2 times 31 in HP and attack, which is decent, 25 plus speed. These are the stats that I look for, 25 plus attack, 25 plus speed, and then correct nature. That's really all you need. I've decided on this one for a couple of reasons. Once again, the correct nature, he's level 100, he's EV trained, which are all super, super important things. You want to save as much time as possible, and I want to start killing the Pumpkin now as soon as possible. He has Assurance, he has Crunch, Earthquake, Dragon Claw. He has all the moves he needs. You don't want to buy a Crocodile like this for 58k or 57k. I was tempted by this one. I almost bought this one, but after reviewing it, I find, hey, he's missing so many moves, like 2 moves here that I would have to relearn. It's going to cost me like at least 15k or so, maybe more if they're like TMs, if you want like a Stone Edge or something. It's going to cost me a lot more. And then also looking at the EVs, it would cost me like 15k to DEV this thing, and it's not level 100. So I'd have to essentially spend 15k to DEV it, 15k on TMs minimum, or 15k on relearning moves, like absolutely minimum, probably 30k or so. So I'd end up spending over 100k on this thing most likely, and I'd also have to level it up to 100. So definitely, this is going to be the better deal. I'm going to go ahead and buy this Crocodile ASAP and just get it in my party. I want to be able to have this thing. So we have our Crocodile down, our Typhlosion down. We do have our backup Pokemon. I'm going to try to use this Jolteon and hope it works with Discharge. I'm going to go ahead and now look for a Chandelure. This is going to be important. Alright, I did find the Chandelure that I'm going to pick out. It did take me a little bit of time, but I did do some pre-searching before the episode for the Chandelure specifically. But this one's looking pretty great. The only issue with it is that it is level 55, so I do have to level this to 100 if this is the one that I decide on. Plus, it has Flash Fire. Flash Fire is actually terrible for the Pumpkin because later on, his little minions that he spawns will copy your ability, and then you won't be able to kill them with Eruption. That's a big deal, so I have to ability pill this if I buy this one. Now, the positives of the Chandelure is that it's a rash nature, which is plus special attack, it's EV trained, and the IVs are actually super solid for competitive play. This would be a really good budget Chandelure that I could essentially use for the Pumpkin and then also transition over to PvP, which is something I want to do on this account. I want to be able to progress this account as much as possible, as much as a normal account. So that's what I really liked about this Chandelure. The fact that it doubles as a PvP mon has huge value to me because I want this to be a long-term thing. I don't want this to just buy this for the Pumpkin and be useless for the most part. The Crook I can use for other sorts of PVM. Crocodile is just always a powerful PVM mon, but if I can reuse the Chandelure for PvP, that's a huge W, and it saves a lot of money in that regard. I also almost didn't build a team for this year for this account. I actually thought about just renting a team from a different player or from my main account or just trading over, but I thought it was a really core aspect of this account. Having a team built for events like the pumpkin event or like the Halloween event is a great example of main account progression. So I couldn't cut it out, even though it's kind of difficult, even though it takes a lot of time and there's a lot of progression in there. And even though I don't really need it that much for this account, I only have like 2 days left, or I have 1 day left to play the event for this account, right? But I thought it was worth it because you know what? Next year, I'm going to need the same team, most likely, or a similar team, the year after that, and the year after that, et cetera, et cetera. So this account is all about making long-term, permanent account progression that'll help us for years down the line, and this is a perfect example of that. You got to have these event teams built. All right, even though I'm going to have to level it and change the ability pill, which sucks, I think it's definitely still worth buying just because it's going to save me a lot of money and time in the long run since it'll double as a PvP Pokemon. I'm hoping that will benefit me more, and I think it will, and I like collecting competitive Pokemon a ton. So let's go ahead and pick up an ability pill as well for around 35k, change that over, and we'll have to get to leveling. Also going to go ahead and start stocking up on some of the items that I'm going to need to kill the Pumpkin. Since you see me here at the Indigo Plateau, I'm here to actually pick up X specials. I'm going to go ahead and start and just buy 20 of these. That'll allow us to do 10 of the boss fight. We'll get special candy when it's time. I'm not going to worry about that for the time being. I also do want to go ahead and head over to the GTL really quick and pick up some ghost gems. That's the item that I use on my Chandelure. It's really good throughout the pumpkin boss fight phases, especially since it refreshes each phase, essentially, if that makes sense. So you don't actually lose it after the first phase, you regain it each phase, which is quite a big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and buy around 20 of those. I will say the new menu AI for changing your ability on a Pokemon with the ability pill looks super nice, so I can just go ahead and select Flame Body and make sure I'm guaranteeing that. Alright, I also need a safeguard TM for my Chandelure, which are thankfully extremely cheap, picking that up for only 800 yen. Alright, but now the leveling process begins. I'll see you guys in a couple of hours. Alright, that horde just got me level 100 on Jolteon, which is super nice because obviously now it's level 100, and that actually helps me out for when I do want to go fight the pumpkin eventually, because I do want this Jolteon to be my backup damage after Crocodile, Typhlosion, or Chandelure get taken out. Alright, I've been doing the SP leveling for about an hour now, so I think this is a good benchmark checkpoint. We did get up to level 82 on Chandelure, which is super solid. Once again, as you probably saw, I did get level 100 on the Jolteon, so I'm losing half of my HP at the moment, which is a little unfortunate, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter too much. I do think I'm actually going to go ahead and go do a gym run, I believe. Because I think, you know what, I'm going to be XP training on the Chandelure anyway. Might as well make some Pokeyen in the process. You know what, let's go ahead and go start a gym run. Once again, I only have 2 regions on this account, so I can do Unova and Kanto. So not doing a full gym run, obviously, but I'll still be able to make some decent Pokeyen, and maybe I'll be able to hit up some rich trainers afterwards to preserve some of that time. Okay, I finished up the gym rerun. The cash stack is looking pretty, and we are back here at the leveling spot for more Chandelure XP. He's sitting at level 88 at the moment, so honestly, got some pretty good XP there. Obviously, it took an hour to do so, but we made some really good Pokemon in the process, so I'm super happy with that. Really good progress. Back to Mantine. Alright, so funnily enough, I ended up at the Unova shopping mall because I actually want to pick up a TM that might save me a lot of time when leveling my Chandelure. It's currently at level 89, but if I can pick up an Incinerate TM, and I'll try to explain to you guys why here soon enough, it might save me a ton of time. Even 50% as much time, actually. Alright, but the reason I chose Incinerate was because that is an AoE move. There's 2 options that I really had with Chandelure that had AoE and stab and everything. It would do enough damage to hopefully kill these Mantine, but I'm honestly not sure. I might have to go over to Pelipper. Maybe I could kill them then. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and teach this thing Incinerate over Flame Burst. I could have also gone Heat Wave, which is obviously a much better move, but hopefully I won't need as much that much damage. It would have been pretty expensive to tutor on. I would have had to tutor Heat Wave, which would have been a lot more of a process and a little bit more expensive. Incinerate's really just a budget option for the time being. I don't even need a fire type move on this thing, at least until I want to use it in competitive play, possibly eventually. And I don't know if I'll go Overheat or Fire Blast. I don't think I would use Heat Wave in that situation. I'd probably use either Overheat or Fire Blast in competitive PvP play. Those are probably the 2 best options. I don't think you go Flamethrower. I think most people actually run Fire Blast, surprisingly, just because the damage difference is actually worth the accuracy risk, to my understanding. But with all that talk out of the way, let's go ahead and test it. It's the moment of truth. Can I one-shot a horde of Mantine with Chandelure's Incinerate with choice specs on it? This would allow me to get 6k XP per horde as opposed to 3k when I split it up between the Chandelure and the Jolteon via XP share. Let's test it out. All right, it looks like Incinerate does around 90% to some. The lowest it did 60%, so yeah, it's just not going to be nearly enough damage. Now, Mantine is an extremely specially defensive Pokemon, so I'm going to go test this on Pelipper first, or I guess next, but the thing I'm worried about with Pelipper is that they'll set up Rain, so it's not really going to work there either. So I might just have to find a whole nother spot entirely, or I could maybe try Heat Wave. I don't think Heat Wave is going to be able to do enough damage either, honestly. I know it is like 95 base power versus 60, which is pretty huge. It might honestly work, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just, I think I'm going to try a different spot or location. Now, 2 Incinerates were enough to take it out and give me 5,500 XP, which is a lot of XP, but it's just not good enough. If it takes two encounters, 2 moves, it's not really worth it. It just adds way too much time. All right, let's try Pelipper as well, just for the sake of it. I don't think this is going to be able to one-shot them, but, I mean, actually, it did one-shot, what, 1, 2, 3 of them? A lot better than I expected, honestly, not going to lie, but, yeah, a couple of them just lived. So, see, these are the higher level ones, level 46 and above. The ones with a couple 30 or something like that, so, yeah, not going to waste my time on Pelipper. Got to find a new spot for sure. All right, over to Kanto we go, because I don't want to spend too much time looking for a new spot. I just want to go to new spots that I currently know that already exist, and I want to get to them quickly, because otherwise that would defeat the whole point of saving time if I'm just going to waste time finding a new spot right now. It is going to be 50% of my time, so I should be good. Here we see some level 47 Pidgeotos. This spot should work. I don't know the exact amount of XP. Let's go ahead and test it. See how much XP I get. As long as it's above like 4K or something per horde, it has to be worth it, right? So let's go ahead and check. Yeah, 4,700, definitely. This will be the new spot. Perfect. So at the other spot, I was getting around 3,000 per horde. Getting around 4,700 here is fantastic. Maybe I'll even average around 5K if I'm lucky. We'll see with the next couple hordes, but this just does save so much time, right? Like 1,500 XP per horde extra, 15 to 2K. It's a huge, huge difference. All right, here it is. This is the horde. We're going to get our Chandelure level 100, and then we're going to go attempt some Pumpkin. I'm ready. It's currently the sort of nighttime afternoon of the 8th of November, so it's still the same day. Getting a lot of stuff done. Let's go do some Pumpkin. All right, it's been a full day of progress. It's finally time to go ahead and defeat the Pumpkin, and then we'll also have all of tomorrow to progress in the Halloween event in any ways we might want on this account. So we still have a full another day, essentially. I knew going into this that I essentially had like a day and a half or like 2 days, I guess kind of 2 days. I started in the morning of the 8th of November, and the event should end around 8 p.m. my time tomorrow, I believe. Let's go ahead and jump into this first Pumpkin battle. I do have the special candy that I need. I have the X specials. I think I have everything. I have Ghost Gem on the Chandelure, Choice Specs on my Typhlosion, Choice Band on my Crocodile with Assurance, and then I have Choice Specs on the Jolteon in the back. Dragonite has Sharp Beak for his Fly. Baynet has Black Glasses for Thief. That's pretty much it. That's my best strat. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the first fight. Wish me luck. The thing that I really care about getting the most from this fight on this account is just the Paladin's Shield. I love the idea of untradeable vanities, and if you don't know, the Paladin's Shield is this year's untradeable vanity. If you defeat the Pumpkin in any way, you will be awarded with the Paladin's Shield, which is really cool to me. I love the idea of collecting that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and figure out what I have to do here. I have to Shadow Ball and just Shadow Ball, Eruption, Assurance, do maximum amount of damage as possible on this first phase. First phase. There's 3 different phases for the Pumpkin. I forgot something crucial. I just realized I forgot to Eruption or PP match my Eruption. That might actually really hurt this attempt, unfortunately. I actually bought a PP match and I forgot to use it. Huge mistake for me. Right, here's all the damage coming out. Now the Pumpkin will go ahead and eat a big root and actually heal up back to around 49% damage. But this is good. My Pokemon are doing as much damage as I expect them to do. They're following through. Yeah, 49% exactly. Let's go. This is exactly how the run goes on my main account, so I'm pretty excited. This is really showing a lot of promise, and it's really showing me that the same statistical numbers are showing, so it means that I am doing enough damage. So this round of attacks should KO the Pumpkin, and this will push me over into phase 2. Assurance doing 28%. Oh my god, brutal damage. Here we go. Pumping over into phase 2. Now, my Typhlosion on this account is a lot worse than my main account, but my Chandelure and my Crook are actually better since they have the correct nature, which they don't have on my main account. So it should be pretty good. I should be fine here. Now, the most important thing about the start of phase 2 is to go ahead and safeguard. If you don't know, he's going to try to put your entire team asleep. So you got to go ahead and safeguard. I need to switch a couple things around. Switch Shadow Ball to the front of the party. Assurance here. I need to switch a couple things around still. I definitely want to PP max my eruption on this Typhlosion. That's gonna hurt me here. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be a little tight, a little close, but we'll see how it goes. Safeguard comes out. The huge damage comes out. 28% from both of them. That's the max cap. You actually can't do more than, I believe, 28 or 29% damage to the boss in one attack. There's some sort of soft cap on it. So there we go. Huge damage. Should be able to finish him off on this second turn, and we'll go into phase 3. Oh, there we go. The 3 attacks, taking out the Pumpkin phase 2. Here we go into phase 3. Now, the first 2 phases are an absolute cakewalk compared to phase 3. Phase 3 is terrifying. If you aren't familiar, there's a lot of RNG that can happen. A lot of different things can happen. A lot of things can go wrong. Wish me the best of luck. Here it goes. I do want to go ahead and spend a turn making sure that I X special on my Chandelure's turn. I'm going to spend my Chandelure's turn to X special. So you can actually see, look, they copied my Flame Body ability. Remember, towards the beginning of this video, I talked about getting a Chandelure that didn't have Flash Fire because he has the correct minion that copies the ability. So if he copied Flash Fire off of me, that would have been an absolute nightmare. My best thing to do in this situation is to actually head over to my little battle items, go to X Special. I want to X Special my Typhlosion once, I believe, because I only have 1 eruption. So I'm really hoping this is enough. So I'm going to try to X Special. I just need him to kill the 2 things on the side while also doing decent damage. Yes, we do. We kill both minions on the side while also doing 20% to the Pumpkin. That's exactly what I needed. We should be good from this position onward. Assurance damage from Crocodile is going to be huge here. He's going to Phantom Strike and take out my Typhlosion. That's okay. I'm super, super okay with that. I'm still going to get the Assurance proc. I'm going to be able to do huge damage here. This is where I bring in my backup Pokemon, which my backup Pokemon is Jolteon with Discharge. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little worried that's not going to be able to do enough damage. I don't know if I should just go over to Bayonet first or something. I feel like this is going to be tough. This is going to be really, really tough. I'm not even going to, like, I still absolutely could lose. I might need to fix something. I might need to get a better backup Pokemon. I just don't know yet. This is going to be super, super tough. Maybe I should bring him in Shadow Ball, but it's a physical Pokemon. This is really tough. I'm going to go for the Jolteon play, I think. But I'm not super confident that Jolteon's going to do enough damage here, so all we can do is test it. All right, so now that the side minions are taken care of, all we do here is Shadow Ball, Discharge, and Assurance. I could Thunder, I guess, but I don't want to risk the miss, so I just have to hope he Phantom Strikes and kills my Jolteon, unfortunately, but that's okay. Crocodile and Chandelure are still going to do really good damage. So, oh, that's a big deal. Is my Chandelure faster than my Crocodile? Did my Crocodile get speed lowered? That's actually so lucky. That's actually such a big deal. The fact that the Pumpkin lowered my Crocodile speed allowed my Chandelure to be faster, and that's actually so beneficial to me. Allowed his Assurance to get double damage. That is a big deal. That is super, super lucky. I think we should be able to win here actually now. That's like actually incredible. I always just Shadow Ball here again. Now on the Bayonet, I think I just like Thief or Sucker Punch if he even goes, but he might not attack. He probably goes for like he very, very well could go for some sort of Harvest or something. I'm gonna Thief. I'm scared of Harvest here. Phantom Strike. Okay, honestly, good. We're good. That's fine. This should kill actually. I think this should be we should win. Shadow Ball does 11% damage. Assurance comes through and does 12.5. I think that's the W. So I'm definitely going to need a better backup Pokemon to do this strat consistently. I don't think I'm going to be continuously battling the Pumpkin from this strat forward, from this time forward. But there we go. The Paladin's Shield achieved. Hard mode has been enabled. 5 goodie bags. If you don't know, you get 5 goodie bags each time for defeating the Pumpkin. But man, it feels good. I love getting limited vanities. It feels good to make this team from scratch on the account and get it all together and get it built in time. Not spend too much money at all either. I was really, really budget about this team. And I wanted to be really, really smart because at the end of the day, the goal of this account is to reach 10 million Pokeyen. So to be able to build this team for super cheap, get this nice progression of the account while also not hurting the overarching goal to that extent, just incredible. I'm super happy with that. Plus we get some goodie bags. Alright, after defeating the Pumpkin once, I tried another attempt, and I realized how inconsistent my strategy was, so I'm super happy I beat him the first time, but honestly, I'm not worried about grinding him, even though I built a team specifically to grind him. I wanted to build that team as sort of a progression showing, and just to show you guys how, decently easy it can be achieved, and how fast it can be achieved and how important it is as a thing to have on your account. And I'll just use it next year. I think that was kind of the goal, to set up long-term progression and use it next year. But I have been farming these special candies of the event. These are actually pretty easy. These are the mini bosses you kind of have to run around and find. I use my Discord for callouts. We all communicate. It's fantastic. You go and find these things, and it's pretty easy to kill these things as long as you have some sort of higher level Pokemon. If you have pretty much any high level Pokemon, you should be good here. But I wanted to show you guys, since I'll actively be farming these. Now, since I only have 2 regions done, I can actually only get 2 special candy every 40 minutes. So it's really not that good, but just doing that and then like doing another money making method in the back, or like, during that, downtime, is pretty fantastic. So you know what? We'll take it. Alright, I got my 2 special candy for this 40-minute rotation, putting me at 4 special candy. Really not too much, but it'll be fun to see the stat climb a little bit throughout the last day of the event. There is officially like 12 hours left in the event, so it's coming to a close. Glad I was able to jump on this account for a little bit. Alright, a lot of things have happened since the last clip. The Halloween event is kind of over, kind of not. The Pumpkin is gone. You can no longer defeat him. You can no longer battle him. But I believe candies and the mini bosses are still spawning. So, first things first, I'm going to essentially go ahead and close out my event on this account. I did most things that I wanted to do, especially in terms of making permanent progress. But I want to go ahead and make an investment. I want to buy these 94 goodie bags right here. And buying these 94 goodie bags for 656k is going to put me at a perfect stack of 99 goodie bags. And that is going to leave me a decent investment. Now, obviously, it's not a ton, but I want to be able to keep the rest of my capital. And it's nice to have a clean stack of 99. Other than that, I do want to go ahead and collect this Clefable that I sold on the GTL really quick. We don't re-record any clips here, boys. I'm going to go ahead and get that Clefable. And just see where we're at. So I'm at 887k to end the episode, which obviously isn't a ton of money, but we made some huge investments, not only just in the goodie bags, but we made some investments in the long-term progress of our account, which is really what this series is all about. Now, obviously, this season specifically, I do want to be racing towards that 10 mil, but I don't want to ever sacrifice the long-term longevity of my account to do so in that process, right? I can always make more Pokeyen. I want to be able to build this account and progress things and just show you guys the main overarching point of Road to PokeMMO has always been to show you guys the road to making a main account. And this is everything that I would do if I built an account from scratch in 2022 or 2021 or whenever I started this series, honestly, from now on. So hopefully you guys do understand why I made the decisions that I did. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. It's not a very long one, I believe, but it was a Halloween little bit of a special. So hopefully, I'll also see you guys during the Christmas episode and the Christmas special and the Christmas event. Hopefully, it's just as fun. Maybe I'll be able to even make more money and maybe make some more investments. We'll see. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Peace and love. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO content, series progression like this, guides, money making, PvP, etc., etc. Discord link is down below to join a really cool community. If you want to check out my streams, I do stream Monday through Thursday here on YouTube, 12 p.m. Eastern usually. A lot of fun. I have a lot of fun talking to you guys and just shooting the shit and memeing around. That's pretty much it. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you later. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching till the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And if your name is on here, I appreciate you even a little more. Thank you so much to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports the channel financially. It allows me to do what I do and just focus on making the best PokeMMO content possible. So thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you later. Peace.